All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode 5 of our Tassi Farms Dairy Empire series. We're trying to put together a, a massive dairy operation. I'm just getting finished doing a contract right now. I was actually plowing this field, and it's not going to let me finish it. But contract's done. Actually, I'm just going to go accept it right now so I don't forget. Where am I at here? Collect. Okay. Yeah, so this is our Tassie Farms Dairy Empire gameplay series. And again, I am the Ultra Farmer. This is episode 5. If you were with us from last episode, we've got some of our grass fields cut and windrowed. One of the fields we turned into hay and then filled our hay loft. We ended up buying some cattle last episode, so we have 20 brown Swiss cows and 20 Holstein. Or no, sorry, we have 10 of each. We have 20 in total and then 2 calves of each. So sorry, 24 animals in total. 10 mature of the Holstein and the brown Swiss, and then 2 calves of each of them just for good luck. Now we could buy some more, which we might, but I'm just kind of waiting because there's no real rush. I wanted to wait to get cattle before we, had some food that we could actually feed them. So we needed the grass fields to get cut. This is one of our fields right now that has been cut and windrowed, and we're gonna bale this field and get it wrapped. We're gonna do silage bales, and here's our pasture. You can see our customers out there just now. Oh my god! All right, I ran into that tree. Jeez. Okay, I'll drive. You guys look. Good lord. But yeah, I wanted to finish off that contract, and then I'm just heading back to the farm right now. We'll drop off these. We'll drop off this set of plows, and then I've got my tractor, my other tractor, set up right there with the baler and the bale wrapper. But I want to drop off this set of plows, and then I think I'm even gonna grab. I guess we don't need to grab it right just yet. I might just leave this tractor sitting over here, hanging out for a sec while we go bale. And we got a lot of baling to do, that's for sure. Let's shut this tractor down so we don't burn any fuel. Let's get this one fired up. Yes, we got a lot of baling to do. Um, just wondering if I want to. I don't want to use that other tractor to bale. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to use the other tractor to bale. And the reason for that is more than likely I'm going to have to use this tractor to bring over more bale netting. And so I'm just going to hook this on right now. And let's go grab a pallet of bale netting and bring it over, because like I said, I'm gonna run out. I know I'm gonna run out, and I'm pretty sure I put it in the other barn over here. I have a pallet of it, and I've got my fancy mod installed so that I can see if my forks are level. See if this works out good. Let's jump in the cab here. So theoretically I should be able to go like that. That's telling me it's leveling right on the ground. This should scoop this pallet perfectly. I think it scooped it pretty good. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, not too bad. Give her some shakes. There we go. Let's bring this bale netting over. I mean, I could probably just bale with this sitting on the tractor. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll just bale and I'll just have it right with me, and that way if I gotta unhook and fill it, I can. Okay, let's get hooked onto this baler. Oh. Okay. All right, we have a bunch of baling to do. Final guesses for how many bales this is gonna pull? Do we have... I just want to open this real quick. This bale has, for some reason it already has 66 bales on it. We want to reset the bale counter. How do we always already have bales on this? Oh, that's right. We baled that big field. Oh, that's right. I'm like, how did we already have bales on this? We've never baled a field, but that's right. We did a contract where we baled that big field. Okay, and that gave us 66 bales, right? But that's straw bales. I bet you we'll get more bales off this field. I bet. Because we probably got... Yeah, who knows. I'm thinking around the 70 bale mark is what my guess is. But, yeah, that's just a guess. About 70 bales is what I'm thinking. Because we've already dropped 3 and we're not even done 1. And we probably got at least a dozen rows. So if we can get 5 to 6 per row, plus the bottoms of each headland, yeah, 12 times 5, 60, plus a couple more for good luck. I'm thinking 70-ish is going to be my guess. But we are going to be baling here for a minute, that's for sure. But we're going to get all these into silage bales. And then we are going to... I'll drop all of these at the bale storage area that we had set up we got set up in the last episode. And that's just going to be kind of like an outdoor storage setup that we have. The reason I went with that is, well, one, it was something that we could afford. But two, since the only thing I'm really going to store is going to be silage bales, I figure it's okay if they're outside since they're going to be wrapped. It's kind of my thought process behind it. But, yeah, plus it's kind of all that we could afford, really. We're back to 45 grand. We could... There's not really any contracts that we are able to do right now. There's a couple hoeing ones, but we don't have that implement spraying. We don't have that. We don't have a set of weeders, and we can't do any of these harvesting contracts. But I'm hoping when we get done we get done this baling, and then we kind of sleep through into October. I'm hoping a bunch of cultivating contracts come up, and we can go cultivate some of those big fields that the contracts are out for harvesting. That would be pretty awesome if we could go do that. And pending if some of the, like, it's September right now, so there might be some fields that are getting planted with wheat. I think wheat not oats and not barley. I don't think barley plants in the fall, but wheat for sure. But what I'm getting at is we could potentially go do some fertilizing contracts if we get lucky and have to go fertilize one of the larger fields. You can make some pretty good money off fertilizing contracts. Just again, real quick, in case people are new, the reason, one kind of rule I have with contracts is I don't do the contracts unless I have the equipment to do it. I've kind of made part of the challenge that I'm not allowed to borrow any equipment to do contracts. So I can only use the equipment that I have. Also, I'm not allowed to take out any loans. That's another kind of thing that we have going. And the rest of it's just kind of pretty normal stuff. The rest of it doesn't really matter. But the main ones are the economic difficulties on normal. I'm not allowed to borrow any pieces of equipment, do contracts, and 0 loans. So let's hope we don't get into any shenanigans. I think what I'm going to do, so we want to build a dairy empire. And what I've been thinking about more and more is like what production facilities I'm going to kind of implement to help with that empire. And I think what I'm going to go with, my initial thing is I'm going to go with cheese. I found a mod for a cheese factory that I can place down, but it's not cheap. It's 230,000 for the production facility. So kind of that's my goal right now is we need to save up like $250,000, which I don't know how much money we're going to make off these silage bales. This is going to kind of be a determining factor so that we can forecast through. But in a good season, like in a full year. So we started this series in July, and by September there. Yeah, it was by September. I had like 80,000. And when we started, we had 5 grand. Actually, we had 4 grand because we bought a chainsaw, and that was $1,000. But by the end of it, by the end of September, or beginning of September rather, we had 80 grand, and that was just from doing some contracts. So in a full year, I could probably pay for that production facility with just doing contracts. I'm just gonna spin around. I just want to catch this first part that I missed. So that's kind of my plan is I want to just save up money through doing contracts, and if possible, I'm going to use all the money that we make from silage to buy cattle. Is kind of my plan. And because I'd like to get up to the point where we got about 100 head of cattle, and then that way it's going to be a good gauge of just seeing how much it's going to cost or how much resources we're going to have to use each month and each year to feed them, to make sure that these fields are going to be enough to feed them, along with them eating meadow and stuff like that. But I want their efficiency to be as high as I can, and I think the best way to do that is feeding them either hay or TMR. I don't think feeding them straight silage is the way to go. But again, I'm not 100% on that. If anyone knows, make sure and throw it in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys have found is the best to feed cattle. If it matters, I think hay and TMR is going to be the best, rather than straight silage, I think. But I don't know. So yeah, any advice or any tips or tricks, that'd be great. Throw it in the comment section. I definitely appreciate that. If you're new to this series, you're new to this channel, welcome. I would really appreciate it if you could, hit that sub button for me, hit the like button, all that stuff. If you are new, throw it in the comment section. Tell me that you're new. Tell me that you're seeing this for the first time, and hopefully you'll stick with me to the rest of the series. Usually, I've kind of been trying to do around the 40 to 50 minute episodes, even kind of creeping on an hour for a few of them for this series. Trying to do a little bit longer of episodes. In the past I've done series where they were about 30-minute episodes, 25-minute episodes, but I kind of wanted to do some longer ones. This is kind of my plan, but again, I've always say, like, if you have a preference, make sure to put it in the comments. I don't mind curating these series to the way that people like them. That's for sure. I want you to enjoy it and be able to kick back and relax and watch me bale some hay or bale some grass. But yeah, let me know. So we need a quarter of a mil, basically. We need. Oh, I missed a little bit there. We need 250. I know it's 230, but I'm just gonna pretend we need 250,000, and then we can get some cheese being made, which I think will be good. I don't really know though. Maybe that'll change in the future, but that's kind of the main goal right now. So, contracts, save up as much money as we can, get as much silage done as we can, and hopefully make a good chunk of change from this silage. But I don't really know how prices and stuff will be with silage. I didn't really check. Like, I didn't go digging in and see if like silage is going to be the way to go. I just kind of based it on, this is what the farm has. Like, this is the farm that we bought. This was basically all the tools and implements that we had. We were set up to cut and bale hay and do silage. And so I thought, we'll just start there. If that's got to change in the future, obviously it will. But yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna stick to doing silage. We have the equipment for it. All the equipment that we have is like, we don't need massive horsepower equipment to get silage and grass cut and baled and wrapped and all that stuff. So that's a bonus, because I really don't want to spend money on anything else. There's not really anything we need. The biggest thing that we're going to need is to get a production facility going, because that's going to be the way that we can kind of make the most amount of money and keep expanding. And that that barn or that cow shed that we have will hold 464 head of cattle. So that's basically the goal, is to fill that, and hopefully we will have enough fields and stuff that we can fill that, and we're able to feed that many cattle relatively easily. Can't have our cattle going hungry, and I want us to have grass-fed beef as well. Now, since it is going to be predominantly a dairy farm, but I could see myself getting maybe some Angus cows just to because they seem to be more valuable. Like they're almost double the cost when it's time to. If I was to go to purchase one that's 18 months old, a year and a half old, so I wonder if they must have the highest value over the 3 to 4 year period. So that could be another way to kind of supplement the income and keep building the account. I For some reason I just had 10 million bucks in my head. I really wanted us to get to the 10 million mark. So that's just the rough goal, which might might turn out to be way harder than I think, but also it's kind of just fun to at least have a goal at the end of it. And also I continuously kind of just play it by ear with what comes through the sales. There's really nothing good in the stores right now. I'll let this bale get a little bit fuller here, and then we'll check it. Um, yeah, there's nothing really good in here. There's this unit, there's this, a set of cultivators, forage headers. That's just nothing that I need. But I'll always watch that, and if a cheap combine comes up, I might get it just so that we can do harvesting contracts. Because you see that one harvesting grain contract was like 40 grand. Um, that could be a good way for us to make some extra cash, but it would have to make sense. We would have to really kind of have the disposable income, and it would have to be a good deal. But it's just kind of something I always thinking about in the future. But okay, I think what I'm gonna do for the rest of this field, let's do a little bit of a time lapse of me baling the rest of this field, so you don't get to sit here and listen to me chinwag about nothing. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a time lapse. We'll get the rest of this field baled, and then we'll get the final count. See how many bales is on there. Let's. I'm not gonna show it. I'll wait to see. I was gonna just check and see how many we're at right now, but I'll wait. But yeah, we'll do a little bit of a time lapse here, and yeah, I'll see you guys when this field is baled. Right, folks, we did it. We baled a field. Look at that field. Jeez. I got a feeling I'm way off on my count, but okay, moment of truth. How many bales? Get your guesses in last second. 87. 87. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about it. 87 though. That's not too bad. No, okay, just wait. Let's close that menu real quick. 3,500 liters of grass. Does that mean it's going to be the same for the silage? You know, will it be 3,500 liters? It must be, right? Okay, so let's head over to the farm and let's get some stuff put away. What I reckon we do, we'll pull on through and let's pressure wash this baler. Now that we got a pressure washer, get the baler cleaned off. Shut this tractor down so it's not so noisy. You know, this thing isn't even really that dirty. Yep, that's pretty good. Nice and good. Might as well do the tractor while we're here real quick. Make sure too, whenever you're pressure washing, you really want to just jam this wand in as far as you can. Don't worry about any electrical or anything. It's fine. Just jam that wand in there. It'll do the trick. Yeah, that's my tip for pressure washing. I wonder if this is gonna come clean. Jeez, these forks got some mud on them. Okay, let's go park this baler. How many tries do you think it's gonna take me to back it in the shed? These short implements are always just the hardest to back up, even in real life. I don't know if like any of you have backed up stuff in real life. Um, like I had to back up air compressors that were about this size. They're like 185 CFM air compressors. We used them for pushing pigs and stuff. Anyways, picking them up was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Let's put this pallet down as well. There we go. There we go. Now we could probably go drop these forks off is what I'm thinking. Drop these forks off because I think I'm going to use... Yeah, we'll drop these forks off because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tractor. I'm going to hook the bale wrapper onto this tractor and I'm going to connect the other tractor to our trailer so that we can pick up the bales. So let's go like this. Switch to that. Drop that off. And let's go start wrapping some bales. Now this is going to take a little bit of time. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be just as time consuming as the other one, or as baling rather, but also, do I have enough bale wrap? Ooh. I might end up running out of this stuff too. I wonder how much is on here. Well, it's full. So my trick with this unit, I don't know if this is the correct way to do it, but this is how I do it. So I roll up, I grab one, and then I head up to the next bale. Then I kind of just sit beside it, let it do its thing. And then it'll drop, oh, if I put automatic drop on, it'll drop it off. Then I back up, grab the next one, then I head up to the other one. And that's kind of my routine with it. And then usually what I do is I'll have this tractor. I kind of just go back and forth between the tractors real quick. Like, so at this point, that bale's probably on the ground. Yeah, so I drop that off. Let's grab this one. And then I found if I tab, it actually makes that tractor stop right where you, like, it doesn't roll. It just, like, for some reason just stops. It's dead in its tracks. So it's probably still wrapping. Then I tab over, back up. Like I said, if you tab right at the right moment, it should stop it dead in its tracks. And by the time you start, you know, that one's probably just getting finished being wrapped right now. And I can pull it around here, tab back over. Yep, it's just getting set down. And then what I'll do is I'll follow behind with that trailer. And I'll just pick the bales up and I just kind of run it like a little bit of a train like that. So let's turn this on. Now, real quick too, I'm going to drop this off. I had a rule, this was kind of another rule that I had, that since I was using a trailer that had an auto load feature, every time I used it, I was going to penalize myself 500 bucks. So, if I go to this, negative 500, there. That's my fee. I figured that would be my fee. Since we use store deliveries and we have to pay delivery fees rather than running back and forth from the store, that's going to be my fee every time I use that trailer. Which I think will be fair because by the time we're done using it, I mean, definitely use it 10 times and that's 5 grand. Now I got to be careful. Yeah, I got to be careful I don't pick up a bale that's not wrapped. So this is my system. I just keep going and I'll pick up bales while this one's wrapping. And that's going to be it for the next little bit here. And then you can kind of see it off in the distance. Like I can see the wrapping is just getting finished. Yeah, it's just setting it down. There we go. That's the system. Not bad though. 87 bales? Is that what it was? 87 bales? Pretty not too bad. So, what we can do too, or as well, I'm just going to pull around this corner real quick here, tab over, let's back up. But what I can do is I can go and check and see what we're going to be getting. Let me just grab a calculator here real quick. So it's 3,500 liters per bale. Where's my calculator? I'm going to kind of do this as we wrap here. So 3,500 liters, which is the prices per silage is going to be per 1,000 liters. I'm almost certain that's what it was in FS22. Everything's usually per 1,000 liters. So if we have 3,500 liters, that's 3.5 charges, right? 3.5 times per 1,000. So if I go 3.5 times 87 bales, that gives us 304 and a half. So we'll say 304. And if we figure out what our max price of silage is, I'm just going to pick up this bale, head up to the next one. Let's go look at, it's not going to tell us silage in there, unfortunately. SSS, no. Where's silage? QRS. Peak is going to be 214. Is that what it's telling me? Let's pick up this guy. Okay, one sec here. Okay, did I read that correctly? Silage. The max silage is going to be through October to February, and it's going to be 214 bucks, and this must be per 2,000 or per 1,000 liters. I'll just grab this bale here, and then I'll run my calculator. So roughly speaking, So roughly speaking, we should get 65,000 bucks if we were to sell all this silage at peak time. 87 bales based on 3,500 liters per bale. Yeah, let me just double check this math. So if it is 214, so if you go 214, which is 1,000 liters times 3.5, which is 750 times 87 bales, yeah, 65,000. And so that's if we sell it at peak price. So roughly every time we harvest this field, bale and wrap it, it's about 65,000 in bales, which isn't too bad. I mean, really, 65,000 per harvest, and you just got to wait a little bit. Like, there's no, if you did a field this size of like grain, like there's no way you're making 65 grand off this field. It's grain. It'd have to be grains of gold, you know what I'm saying? So that's actually not too bad. So let's say of our quarter of a mil that we need, right? Kind of always do that too. I always knock into it. Let's see if we can. There we go. So if we're 250 divided by 65. So 4 harvests. Basically, well, it says 3.8, but like, yeah, 4 harvests we could pay for that cheese factory. So that's not too bad, really. You know, that'd be like a couple years. That'd be like 2 seasons. Because I think you can get a cut off this every couple months. So, except for in the winter. So that's like not too bad. Like a year and a half, we'd be able to buy that cheese factory if we did it just from silage. But I still want to just use the silage money for the cattle, and then hopefully we can just pay for that cheese factory with contracts. That would be ideal. But okay, so that's not too bad though to know that 4 harvests. And in all honesty, if we have enough, like we had 130,000 liters of hay off that other, like off our first field, we're not going to have to do that every cut. Like if we filled the hayloft again, or if we put all that as hay and then put it in the hayloft, like in 2 cuts you fill that hayloft, and it's going to be a while before we're like actually going through 250,000 liters of hay even in a season. Like we're going to need a lot of cattle to be going through that much hay, I think, at least. So what I'm getting at is I could always do that other field like once a year. I could do that in silage as well, silage bales. Okay, our wrap is empty. Now, I can't remember if I had some. Did I have some at the farm? I might have to buy some. Let's just go check though real quick. We'll go check real quick. But okay, 65,000 bucks. That's not too bad if that's actually, we probably won't get 214 per liter. Like maybe say we get like 212 or something like that. It's still not super bad. Super bad. Now that's a good movie. Super bad is unreal. Now, did I have wrap in this? Something's telling me. I thought I had some, unless that was just that net wrapping. That must have just been net wrapping that I'm thinking of. Unless there's a pallet sitting on the front side of these. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, we're gonna have to buy some, which is fine. So let's go into here, and we're gonna have to come down to consumables. Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't buy this because it was like 4 grand. Yeah, we had no money. So there, we had to pay $100 delivery charge for this stuff, which is fine. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we might have to come back and forth here a couple times, but that's okay. That doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm just gonna head back over here and get set up. I want to keep wrapping Well, I got to wrap this whole field, obviously, but I want to keep wrapping, and then I want to go dump this this trailer full of bales into our new storage facility and just see how it all works, see how well it works. Let's grab this. $19. Okay, so we need, I think, 7 more bales. I'm pretty sure that trailer holds 26 bales. I'm pretty sure. 65,000 though. I mean, if that's accurate, then that's going to be pretty good. Pretty good. And I mean, I'm just thinking out loud right now. Like, I mean, we could always buy another field too. If we make that much money off this field, like we could always buy another field. Let's just say, per chance, that we were to buy this field. How much is it? 50 grand? Okay. How much is this one? 26? That's like not that bad, you know? How much is this big one? 50. That one's 7. That one's 7. I mean, dang, we could buy those fields. We definitely have at least 7 grand chilling. What other fields? There's this one. This one's good, but it'd just be a bunch of work. We would have to clean up a bunch of this, and they got these things in the middle of the field. Like it's kind of, it's not the most ideal field. The best would be that field 12. It's too bad we can't afford field 12. 50K. What's another one that's close? I mean, five's pretty close. That's 12. That's like not that bad. Something to think about for sure. Something to think about, but that's also going to mean a lot more work. You know, when you start getting fields like that, not that we necessarily we need bigger tractors, but it'd be almost nice at that point to have one other tractor so that you can have, you know, like one tractor, say, cutting a field, another tractor either tedding or windrowing, and then one behind that doing the baling or picking stuff up with the forage wagon. So I think the best would be we just watch the stores, and if perchance is my new favorite word, a good deal on a tractor comes up, but it'd have to be a really good deal on a very specific tractor. Either another tractor like this 7810 or even a 3650 small tractor that we could get for a decent deal. But yeah, I don't know. That's the part of the series that you just got to kind of like, you just play by ear and you just take advantage of whatever opportunity comes up. If a good deal on a tractor comes up, and who knows, maybe another baler or something like that, well then you take advantage of it and you go. Okay, let's let's wrap at least one more, and then I want to just take the bale trailer over. I'm slowly gonna take it back over to the farm, doing my little system here. So I can kind of see that tractor up in the distance. Looks like he's setting that bale down as we speak. Whew, this is a process though. But I mean, you can't enjoy the sweet without the sour, right? Like if you want to have be making around that $60,000 mark every time you harvest a field, it's going to come with a bit of work, right? So no sense complaining. Let's just take this over. We won't worry about tabbing back over. I want to just see how this system works. I hope we put this in a good spot. Okay, so Okay. There's all our bales stacked pretty nicely. Okay, let's head back over to the field. Yeah, I think that's in a pretty good spot there. I mean, worst case, we could always move it if need be, but yeah, I think it's in a pretty good spot. Let's leave this guy right here. Okay, well, I am going to keep going doing this. I'm going to keep plugging away here, wrapping bales, picking them up. I think probably what I'll do, maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of just go through and I'll bring you guys back in when I'm a little bit closer to finishing this up rather than doing a time lapse of it. I don't want to have to put you through another time lapse. I might just bring you back when I'm a little bit closer to being finished. And then we can go from there. We can kind of wrap up the episode as we're cleaning off this field, and maybe the final thing we'll do is just do a little bit of fertilizing. I think we're able to do. I think we're able to fertilize the field after we're done harvesting it. So yeah, like I said, I'll keep going here. I'll keep plucking away at this, and I'll bring you guys back in a little bit here. All right, team. We are just, we're just wrapping the final bale here. This is the final bale. I had to kind of go back a few times to go load up with wrap and such like that. But we got just about all the bales off of the field, which is a good feeling. It took a while, but it didn't take that. Like it's just this is a pretty good little system I got here with just kind of going back and forth with it. So it's not too bad. Let's raise this up. Let's let's close this up and head on over. I'm going to head on over I'll grab those last bales, but what I want to do real quick is I want to drop off this wrapper, and then what I want to do is maybe throw the forks on real quick and just move that pallet over. Actually, I'm just going to back out here. I think I'm just going to... I want to stick those pallets... Actually, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to stick this in. I'll put that wrap pallet somewhere else after. Let's drop this off. I want to hook up to the fertilizer spreader and see if I can get some fertilizer on kind of both of these fields. Just kind of finish off the cut, and then I shouldn't have to worry about it. Until we do our next cut. I just got to double check that. But first things first, while I'm noticing it right now, I'm gonna go put some fuel in this tractor. Yeah, we had to pay $4 grand for that bale wrap, but we barely used any of that pallet. Like that pallet should really last us quite a while. So that's good. This fertilizer spreader isn't 100% full of fertilizer, so let's just pull over and see. We're probably slowly running out of fertilizer. Now, as much as I like using store deliveries, like it is handy, but I think I might get us a little trailer and, instead of paying that delivery fee every now and then, just run up to the store and get a good bunch of supplies. Again, that's going to kind of dictate what comes through the store because I don't really want to waste any money right now on stuff we don't 100% need. Okay, let's just make sure no contracts up that we can really do. Spraying, stone picking. Yeah, there's nothing that we can do. Okay, perfect. Let's just see. Okay, perfect. Let's jump back over to this tractor and let's load up the last of these bales. And then let's head back over and drop these off in the kind of unload area, and then we'll stick this trailer. I think we'll just kind of park this trailer in the back 40. And then let's just check on the animals. Oh man, I'm kind of wondering if I should just get a few more. Okay, all the bales are good to go there. I'm going to turn that off. Spin around this tree here. I'm going to park this right here for now. And I just want to check something. So when we come to get bales out of here, where do I gotta go? There should be a trigger somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, and you can pull out 25 at a time. Okay. Okay. And they're grass bales right now, but they will become silage bales. Okay, let's go check on the animals. Now it seems that this just like has water already in it. It doesn't seem like we have to keep filling this with water, which seems good. We got a little bit of slurry now, and they have eaten a little bit of the food because we put 7,600 liters in here. Okay. Do we get 10 more? Do we get 10 more? Or are we gonna regret it? Let's just wait. I'm just gonna wait because it doesn't really matter. And I'd rather just have cash sitting into the next month, just in case something good comes through the stores that we could potentially buy. Potentially. I just want to make sure we got a little bit of cash sitting right now, which is good. And I just want to make sure we have a little bit of extra just in case something good comes through the sales. Again, we have absolutely nothing in here that we need. This is the Bicon Fast Bale. This would be awesome if we could get this, but we don't need it. That other baler works just fine. To be honest, even if one of these balers came through, it would be great. And the only reason it would be great, like this one, if this for some reason came available, is because it'd do 180 centimeter bales, and you only need 100 horse to run this. You know, that would be pretty skookum. Like this baler's great, but it only does 125, right? It only does 125. So if you could get one that would do bigger bales, because then there'd just be less of them to do, blah, blah, blah. And for tractor wise, this 3650, I mean, if we could get this on a good deal in the stores, like they're 40 or 45 brand new, but 116 horse, it would basically run all our implements. Oh, imagine we could get this 25 horse. What could we run with this? Oh, yeah, this thing is unreal. Unbelievable. Nice. I don't really know what we could run we could run with that. Can we even run the Tedders? Let's go down. Because we have these ones, 65 horse. We could run these Tedders. Yeah. Kinda not really what we were wanting. Oh, we have these windrowers. Oh, we could run these. 800 bucks? No. Maybe in a different game mode. Maybe in a different game mode. Okay, let's see how we're doing over here. How's our worker doing? Let's go check our fields to see how much. Okay, they're just about done. Just about done. Okay, well, you know what? I think that's probably where we're going to end this episode. I think that's a good kind of spot to end it. The only thing I'll probably do, off camera is get that other field fertilized. And then when we come back in the next episode, we will be into October, and we'll see how the animals are doing. We'll see what kind of contracts. Probably what we'll be doing next episode is going to be a bunch of contracts. We're probably going to have to, maybe pull some hay and stuff out of the hayloft and feed the animals. I kind of want to just get the barn nice and full of hay for the animals for the winter. If we can do a good chunk of contracts next episode, so I'm hoping some good cultivating ones come up. It's at the end of the year, a bunch of fields like should be harvested, right? All these harvesting contracts, it'd be nice if we could get the cultivating contract for number 8. If we could get the cultivating contract for all of these, would be awesome. It'd be a bit of work, but those are big fields, and it could be good. Hopefully something pops through good on the stores. Maybe we could get lucky and an implement could come through that we could go do some other contracts, but not really focusing too much on that. If we can get some good contracts done in the next episode, we'll get stocked up for the winter with little things like fertilizer and such, and then we'll spend the rest of the money probably on cattle, is what I'm thinking. Um, yeah, I really want to get to about 100 head of cattle and really get the milk production going. And then the goal after that is we got to save up a $250,000 to get a cheese factory. So 100 head of cattle, $250,000 for cheese factory, and maybe a dog somewhere in between. Not too sure. Not too sure. But again, okay. Thanks so much for watching this episode. Hopefully, I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Ultra Farmer. If you haven't done so already, would you please hit that like, hit that sub button? Would be greatly appreciated. I mean, if you are enjoying the series, make sure and let me know in the comments section. I'm just gonna go right here, and yeah, let me know if there's any tips and tricks when it comes to dairy cows that I should know about. But thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.